Hey Ruthie, how's it like owning a dog?
Well, I haven't actually owned a dog in several years, but you know what was one of the most frustrating parts of owning a dog?
I don't know. I've never have had a dog.
So my mom's dog, he was a super picky eater. Like, we'd give him wet food and he'd only eat like a couple licks and then he'd go for whatever was it on our plates. Luckily, he's a small dog, so it wasn't like a Marmaduke situation.
Oh, yeah, that's definitely helpful. But have you heard about Nom Nom?
Well, funny, I may have, but tell me more.
Nom Nom is fresh food made with whole ingredients, and it's actually backed by veterinary science. Fresh really means fresh at Nom Nom because you can actually see with your eyeballs what your dog is shoving down its throat. For example, you can actually see the proteins in vegetables, like beef, chicken, pork, peas, carrots, kale, and more.
Jeez, that dog's gonna eat better than I do.
Yes, I mean, don't you want your dog to always eat better than you do? I'm out here eating McDonald's like on a daily basis, which is not what I want to feed my dog if I had a dog.
And the funny thing is, I actually know how Nom Nom works. You tell them about
Wait,
your
who
pup.
are you?
Tell them about your pup, the age, the breed, the weight, allergies, and even its protein preferences. And they'll tailor a specific amount of individually packaged Nom Nom meals and send them straight to you. And then you can just store the meals in the freezer or fridge until mealtime. And they give you specific instructions on how to transition your dog from foods like kibble to always fresh Nom Nom for best results. You can watch your dog clean their dishes, dance for dinner, and just overall thrive.
Isn't it time to feel good about the food you're feeding your dog? You go to www.nomnomnow, all squished together, .com/reshoot, or use code RESHOOT at checkout and get 50% off your first order plus free shipping. Plus, Nom Nom comes with a money-back guarantee. That means if your dog doesn't love fresh, delicious meals, Nom Nom will refund your first order. No fillers, no nonsense, just Nom Nom. Nailed it, first try.
Alright, now on to the show.
Also, why does Harry Styles look good in this one? With the outdated hairstyle and all that.
Don't worry about it, darling.
Don't worry, darling.
Welcome to Reshoot, amateurs in no suits. Too many movies to explore. Ruthie, Hector, and Ed, laughter till the end. Let's see something never done before.
Ed, what'd you think of the movie?
I honestly thought this was like a romance drama movie.
Was I the only one who knew that this was a Stepford Wives retelling?
No, I knew that.
I mean, if you look at the first official poster,
The stupid one.
Yeah.
it looks like a romance movie. And that's why I was interested in
That's
watching
why I
it.
didn't like that poster, though, because it miscommunicated that. And also, there's this interview that the director did, Olivia Wilde, where she's talking about how there's a scene where Harry is kind of lingusing on Florence. And she's like, it's wonderful because in cinema it's always about the male gaze, but this is all about female pleasure and the female powerful experience. Like, lady, she's being exploited. This is absolutely about the male gaze. This is entirely about the male gaze. Shut up.
I know, but you don't see cunnilingus in movies a lot.
You don't see cunnilingus, but she should not be heralding this as a feminist milestone.
I genuinely think she was trolling. I genuinely think she was
does
trolling.
Not strike me as a troll.
She was desperate. After she was trying to get any attention away from her personal life during this. So
wait.
Wait. Was she talking about the movie in whole or just the eating out scene?
The eating out scene.
Yeah. If she's just talking about the eating out scene, I can kind of see where she's coming from.
But within the context of the movie, it all falls apart.
But within the context of just her getting eaten out in film.
I misread that as getting in and out, like the burger. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, we never see characters getting eaten in and out.
But I'm just saying, within the context of just cunnilingus being performed in mainstream film, yes.
But it was still for the male gaze, you know? Like, even within just the context of that scene, like, it's all framed around, like, wow, Florence Pugh looks hot as Harry is between her legs.
Hello, everyone.
Correct.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Reshoot, an amateur's guide to gooder film. Uh, it's a podcast where we take movies with people that we like, we dislike, somewhere in between, and we try our best to fix them. I'm your host, uncomfortable table during the eating out scene, aka Hector.
I am your host, Bunny, aka Director, aka Ruthie.
I am another host, Peeping Frank,
Oh fuck! I completely forgot about that weird ass scene.
Yeah.
aka Ed. Yeah, that was one of the funniest scenes in the movie.
I did not find it funny. It was just kind of like, what the fuck is going on here?
Yeah, that's why
What
it was
prank
funny.
bullshit is happening in this movie right now?
True.
That's why it was
All right.
funny.
Hey, hon, you wanna tell the audience about what happened while we were watching the movie? Early
Oh,
on in the movie,
right.
he got super drunk and he started telling me how he's not going to be able to remember the synopsis of the movie when he gives up.
Yeah. So what happened was, I think what made it worse, I had a really fruity like raspberry beer. Had one bottle. I ate some Sour Patch Kids, which are very sugary, and then I had another beer, and I think I kind of compounded it and just kind of caused some kind of chemical reaction that made me super drunk. I with just two bottles. Okay.
Two boodles.
But no, I do remember the movie. Actually, I just was worried
Even
I
the
would.
part you were saying you don't
Yes,
remember.
when
Okay.
she was walking towards the plane crash.
Yeah.
Yes. No, I remember now. So, don't worry, darling. I need to look up the names of the characters because they almost.
There's Alice, Jack,
Alice,
Bunny,
Frank.
Frank.
What was the black girl's name? The
That's
token black
Margaret.
Margaret.
character, Margaret.
Peggy's the one who's always
God, I
pregnant.
completely forgot about Margaret. Um.
Margaret.
So, Alice and Jack live in the town of Victory, a desert compound where the men go to work, the women stay home and do housewife stuff. Pretty in the 50s,
60s.
simple 60s, simple times, simple women had no freedom. Not gonna make the joke that everyone's expecting or one of us is gonna make. I'm not gonna make it. So, she's just doing stuff when Margaret starts freaking out and like being crazy and being like, hey, or act people looking crazy and being like, hey, this isn't real. This is messed up. Like we shouldn't be here. We're being held hostage. Then
They're hiding something
they're
from
hiding
us.
something. So all the other women kind of ignore Margaret. Alice is walking home, sees Margaret.
That's
Cut
later
her.
on. That's later on.
Well,
First one's a plane.
okay, yeah. First is the plane. So the women are hanging out. Alice goes to see the goes was supposed to go shopping with the girl. She's like, I'm gonna keep just being on the trolley a little longer. She was just feeling a little weird, and then she's a plane crash. Then she walks all the way to headquarters, which she's not supposed to do, and then she touches a glass, and then she starts remembering things or seeing things that she doesn't know about and seem kind of familiar. And by this point, Margaret had a kid. They went walking towards the
The desert.
the desert, and then
Her boy
her boy
disappeared.
disappeared. And then she can't take it anymore, and she cuts her neck. Trigger warning. Sorry, let me do that again. And then trigger warning for something you're probably going to be sad about. Cuts her neck. So Alice sees her die. She starts freaking out. Jack's trying to downplay, be like, "No, you're fine. Oh, it's fine." The doctor's like, "Do you need medicine?" And he's like, "Oh no, I don't. We don't need medicine. She's fine."
That's later on.
No, fine. Keep going.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
As Margaret falls from the fence, a bunch of men in red jumpsuits swarm on Alice and Margaret. They take Alice back to her house. Alice is trying to tell Jack what happened, but Jack is insisting that Margaret slipped and fell, but she's at the hospital. She'll be right back. And Alice is like, well, I don't know how she's gonna get back from the hospital. Her neck's not on her freaking head anymore.
So, uh, yeah, that happens. So they have the women keep talking about Margaret, and then Alice is like, "Oh, we should have been there for her," and everyone's like, "No, you're Bunny," especially like, "No, you're being crazy. Just stop, chill out." And then they have this big party, and she keeps freaking out, and Alex keeps freaking out, and Jack's just downplaying it. Also, like weird stuff starts happening, like she's vacuuming, and then the walls close in on her. So now finally the big party's happening, and not Frank, who is
The
played by
leader
the
and
leader
Chris
of
Pine.
and the owner of this place, is like, hey, I'm appointing, I'm making Jack higher up in the company. So congrats, Jack. And he kind of makes Jack do stuff like dance. He forces Jack to dance. Meanwhile, Alice is freaking out in the bathroom. Uh, finally, so like shortly after that, uh, Alice convinces Jack to invite everyone over for dinner, including
Frank.
Frank. Frank shows up, and he is not, and he basically, while Alice is cooking dinner, he's like, "Oh, so you know a little what's actually going on, huh?" And he kind of starts playing with her and toying with her, and he gets her heat enough just so she can reveal everything she thinks. She thinks we're all being mind controlled because of the food. What do you even guys even do? Give us, you don't even tell us anything. And he just kind of embarrasses her husband, Jack. So she keeps freaking out. Finally, Jack, the next morning's just like,
Well, that night she convinces Jack that they should try and leave.
yes.
And Jack kind of goes along with it until the two of them are in the car, and he's like, "I can't do it." And that's when the red men in the red jumpsuits come and they take Alice.
And then they start
And
zapping her.
and Jack is apologizing profusely. Like that's all he could say was just I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry.
But he won't look her in the
Weak.
face, and he won't stop.
Weak.
Weak. So finally, uh, Alice gets brain.
Not
What do you?
lobotomized.
No. It's a special. It's electrocution.
Electroshock therapy.
Yeah.
Electroshock therapy. Thank you. She's a surgeon. She's worked 30-hour shifts. She tells her she was in love with Jack. Jack's actually American, and he has been out of the job for a month, and he's following a dude, listening to a dude who is basically like like diet Jordan Peterson, and this is word for word. I think what the director said was the inspiration for the character was she was like, yeah, Jordan Peterson, this wacko's Jordan Peterson. It's all about like being a man and like like it's like those Manosphere where it's like, hey, yeah, here's some good stuff to get you in, and then they just start feeding you a bunch of bullshit and turn you into this monster. And then he's just upset because he's not working, he's not doing much, and then she's working 30-hour shifts to keep them both afloat in the apartment.
And he won't even make them both dinner because he doesn't know what she wants for dinner, and she didn't answer her texts
because she's in surgery.
Yeah, cell phones aren't exactly sterile.
Mm-mm. So finally, so he got so sick of it, he signed her up unwittingly themselves up for a special uh, experiment,
The Victory Project.
the Victory Project,
Mm-hmm.
where
I
you
mean,
you are basically in a computer simulation with like a sort of almost matrixy kind of like, it's almost like the Matrix where instead of being jacked in by like the back of your head, you're it's like special goggles that you're wearing. It's almost like if you've seen Sword Art Online, imagine the headset of that. Same rules too. You die in the game, you die in real life.
we well,
What?
that's where I'm a little weird because they specifically say if the men die. They didn't specify if the women die.
I assume it's the same.
Yeah, but they
Well,
they they specifically said the men.
you know what? Since this is fucked up, what they probably have done is like download the brain of the woman so that the men, if the women die, the men can still like enjoy the virtual version of the woman. The body's dead, but the hollowed out sexist
That's
amalgamation is still remaining.
congrats. That's better world building this movie actually does. I sorry, someone who loves world building this movie, shit at it. So where was I? So he kidnaps her and basically like makes her live in the simulation while the guys have to leave to work and make money. And he's like, "Oh, now I'm working to make money. This sucks." Because she starts remembering she calls him out, and I'm kind of confused. It's like, okay, so you figured out your problem. You got the job, so
Let her out.
Let her out. Like, I mean, we know why
Yeah.
he's not. He wants control because a lot of people, like a lot of men, are understandably disenfranchised, and they take it on women instead of the society that did this. She kills him because he won't let her go, and he's like choking. Like, was he choking her? Or was he just
He was
pushing her?
grabbing her around the waist and like squeezing her. I don't think it was to hurt her. I think it's because he was so like
Shocked,
emotionally like bleh. But yeah, because he kept grabbing on and it was hurting her, she grabbed like a
He was
bourbon tumbler.
He was like unknowingly like anaconda constricting her.
Yeah.
Yes.
And she smashes his head with the tumbler and
kills him.
Yeah, blood all over her dress. Yeah.
The weirdest thing also when they showed the scene where he's like, oh, where he's signing her up for it, it's like, oh, you have an existing partner. So that implies some women are just potentially kidnapped. And like, that's such a. Can the movie go more into that? No. Okay. Like, I guess sometimes less is more. This is something I'd like to see a hint of more.
Fun fact. There was an original version of the script.
Yes, I've read. I know one piece of the script.
They weren't supposed to be in a relationship. This was supposed to be a Charlie and waitress situation, if you're familiar with It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, where they've met in passing, but he has a lot more feelings about her than she does about him.
That's even creepier than Charlie and the waitress. Charlie would never do that to the waitress. So
she killed Jack.
So she killed Jack. And she's running away. And before that, she talks to her friend.
Oh yeah, Bunny comes by. Bunny's her best friend.
And Bunny, who is played by the director, is just like, oh, I knew what was going on the whole time, but it's the only place where my kids are alive because she lost them for real.
Oh yeah,
the kids aren't real.
The kids aren't real, but she lost her kids, so she's there. She chose that because
yes, and one of them's always pregnant. I think Peggy's always pregnant because she lost her kid.
It's never discussed.
Okay.
I was always pregnant.
I thought there was something more for some reason.
I just assumed that they're kinky.
Yeah. And then
kink.
And then she's running away. She's being chased. She touches the thing.
You forgot about the worst part.
Oh, yeah, the stupidest part. Sorry. So his wife, who's barely
Frank's wife,
who's barely been a character, just stabs Frank for no goddamn reason. Says, "I'm in control now," and I'm like, "Are you expecting a sequel here?"
I think it's implied that when Alice figured out everything, all the other women are starting to figure it out, and then the wife lady, Shelley, Shelley, she's like taking revenge, but it's kind of implied that she knew what was up the whole time.
Yeah, I assume she actually knew what was up, and she was.
I took that scene as he failed, so now it's her turn to make it a success.
It felt like it was trying to be some kind of like, God, I'm not. God, how's it?
Say it.
If I say I'm a feminist, then it sounds like I'm not a feminist, and
Here, whisper it in my ear, and I'll say it. It feels like fucking girl power.
Thank you.
Nailed it.
Like, do you agree at least? Not just cover my ass?
No, it is like, it's really random because she just like, my turn now, bitch. Stab, twist the knife.
I won't hesitate, bitch. If you've seen that line.
Yeah, it's just kind of out of nowhere when throughout this whole movie she's been venerating him. If she's only venerating him because he's the most powerful man in the room, she would have shown it in the dinner scene when Alice was shit-talking him. Instead, she was like, how dare you talk to my husband like that? I'll be in the car, honey. And she trots off.
Mm-hmm.
It was so, good acting.
Thank you.
It was,
I will be taking my Oscar now, and also,
can't SAG strike. You can't be on award shows.
Fuck, I'm a scab!
So, And then she touches the thing, and then we see cut to black, and Alice is gasping for air, and that's where it ends. So
Yeah.
this movie is a husk of what it could have been. I could feel it.
The original script, I watched the video from Amanda the Jedi about it, and it's really good. And then the director was like, I can fix it.
God, it's like she took a turn from our podcast. Jeez.
But she's not the amateur. She's not invited.
She isn't invited.
She's not
Um. So yeah,
Episode César.
episode Cesar. It's been a while since I've been to episode Cesar. Um. You know what, Ruthie?
Okay.
Get it out of your system because I know you have a lot to
Get
say.
some Foley work in here.
Because you read the original script.
She heard the plot of the original script.
I heard the original plot, and I have done my best to forget it.
Because it's so good, right?
Because it is really good, and I don't want to rip from the original script. I'm gonna
Plagiarize.
No. I'm going to link the video in our Discord. Lovely audience, we have a Discord. You should follow it. I post fun things there sometimes, and sometimes they yell at me because it was too funny. Like the time we talked about Rasputin's Ding Dong, and then I got yelled at for posting a link to the Ding Dong
On our Discord, yeah, because
Probably
it would have to be automated and not safe for work, and I'm like, I don't want to do that.
It's also probably not his ding dong.
I refuse to believe that. Likes.
I choose to believe.
Can I also one more thing? This movie had such a good drama behind the scenes.
Oh, the tea scalding, beautiful. We love it.
Like it would take me another 30 minutes to describe what happened.
Shout out to our friend Matt Shore, who insisted that it needed more drama. Exactly 10% more drama. And I think I have that for you, Shore. Shia LaBeouf was supposed to be Harry Styles' character.
And then Florence gone comfortable. And then when she was, the reason I said Flo, hear me out, is
There's
because
a video that got leaked of the director
complaining to Shia and saying, Little Miss Flo wasn't like tough or like
Little Miss Flo can get her panties in a bunch all she wants, but if she keeps fucking my shit up, I'm gonna invite you right back.
It was really
Wait, who called her Little Miss Flo? Shia?
The director.
The director, Olivia Wilde.
What the fuck? So this movie I didn't know that this movie had just like the pot was stirred a lot.
No, that's not even the biggest.
No.
It gets worse.
That's the secret tea.
That's the secret tea.
That's the tea that's left in the bag.
There's worse. It got so much worse. I can tell you all afterwards that it is bananas.
Okay.
So,
likes. This movie was really pretty to look at. Like, I don't know, the blues were very nice. Like, just the aesthetics. I also had a lot of fun. Hector and I were kind of playing a spot the difference with the anachronisms in this game or in the simulation because like it's supposed to be 60s. Ed has reminded me that the cars are all more like 50s-esque. They're not quite like 60s because 60s a little bit more. It's like not quite muscly like the 70s, but not quite as round as the 50s. It's kind of
I think the anachronisms were on purpose for a
had little the Turlights had the little wings.
Yeah, and that's more of like a 40s 50s thing.
Yeah. No, in the 70s or in the 60s they had the wings.
Oh.
Because then once you go into the 70s they're more like muscly.
Well, earlier cars.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying like okay, early 60s they had the little wings and the taillights.
Yeah, because it was still like playing off the design of the 50s. And there was a couple other things where it's like, yeah, that's definitely like a design choice from the 60s. Like the bathroom had like 7 mirrors all around it. Like that's the stupidest fucking thing. I don't know. Whatever. I liked Florence's acting. She and Chris Pine nailed it. They understood the assignment they needed. They got exactly the right shade of like what the fuck is going on and like creepy motherfucker that this movie needed.
Chris Pine is hot.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, he's Super hot.
Yeah, I feel like he's like this really good mix. I know you keep talking about Jordan Peterson, but there's a guy, I can never remember his name, but he's the leader of this cult called Nixium. Yeah, and if you've familiarized yourself with that hot mess, not in like the sexy kind of way, um, you can absolutely see that in Chris's performance.
Yeah.
It's just the worst combination of those two.
Uh-huh.
Um, I liked that this movie reminded me of The Truman Show. I think that's about it. Now onto my dislikes. This movie had a big problem with slow fast. Everything was happening, like there was a lot of stuff, but the way that it was kind of packed in there, like you'd think you're farther in, but you'd pause it and you find out you're only a half an hour in. And I think the fun of Truman Show is that you're in on the gag. I might, I don't know. It felt weird that we weren't like fully, like we weren't too. I don't know. There was just something about the way that it presented the narrative where it could have been different and it could have been a little bit more engaging. The bit with Frank being stabbed by Shelley was so dumb. Good lord.
Come on, Ruthie, don't
The
you want
twist
some?
was sick, though.
The twist, no, the cinematic aspect of it, of Shelley just like no hesitation, just pop, twist, bop it. She was having a great
Twist
time.
it, pull it, heart.
Bop it.
Still beating hard.
Give the man the money.
No, the visuals of that were amazing. The reasons behind her doing that, piss poor. Harry Styles, I like his like work. He's a very good like singer, dancer, model. I might sub him out. I don't think it's his fault.
No,
I
considering
think he
he was
did a
sleeping.
good job.
He
I
was
think
He
he
did,
sleeping.
did a
he
good
did
job.
a pretty good
And he
job.
was sleeping with the director in the movie. I think that's what caused the issue.
Wait.
Because
Harry
Yeah,
Styles and Olivia Wilde?
Olivia Wilde
we're
were
having an affair because she was still dating, or she was just separating or still dating Jason Sudeikis.
yeah.
At that point,
As in, like
Wait.
he was still bringing like their kids to the set and they were banging.
I think, well, to be fair, I think they were already separating, and he brought the kids in to make her uncomfortable or to be controlling. Is like a
What
potential.
the fuck?
Yeah, this is the tea.
What the hell?
Yeah.
Honestly, should have an affair scene in the movie where him and Honey are banging.
No, him and Shelley.
Oh
I mean-
no!
And they're just talking about how much they want to suck Frank's dick.
No.
Oh, no. Frank's in the back in a closet wearing a Superman costume, all into it.
Watching.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, like a lot of his body language was very correct, which would make sense because he's got like like I said, he's a very expressive like dancer model type, but his face, he'd be really stiff and his accent needed a little work.
So wait, his American accent?
His
you mean?
American accent.
Really? I had no issues with it.
There was a part, and I don't remember if it was like fully in the situation. Or in the simulation or not. I don't think it was, but he was like trying to keep the American accent, but he was just kind of slipping. It was just kind of going between the two.
Was that when he was doing the call to get the stuff?
I think so. Yeah.
So
that was. I know he was more hushed.
Did you just critique his natural accent?
No,
His
the
natural
American
accent was. His natural accent kept coming through when he was supposed to be in the real world and he was supposed to have an American accent.
Oh, okay.
Like they made a conscious choice to keep him as an American person in the real world context of the movie, while in the simulation he's British. If he was just British the whole time, that's fine. He could just be British. British people exist, you know?
And yeah, there are British deadbeats also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not exclusive to America. Um, this movie felt like a rehashing of the Stepford Wives, which, in case anyone's not familiar, it's I think it's a book, but it could be a movie too.
That's a movie, I think. I'm gonna check.
Okay, thank you. While you do that, I'll just give a quick synopsis. Uh, astro or robotics physicists have moved into this neighborhood. I think it's called Stepford, and the main character, this wife, she's noticed that everything is kind of weird. All the women act weird. They just cook and clean and act like domestic servants, and then aren't like real people. And as she's investigating, her husband decides she gets too uppity and decides to turn her into an android too. Whoops, they're all robots.
I was curious about the movie. Now I don't have to watch it. Uh, it's a 1972 novel, a 1975 film, and a very bad 2004 film
We'll
that
put that on
grossed
the list.
103 million dollars on a 90 to 100 million dollar budget. Uh, oh, that's Nicole Kidman. You ever see those like super?
That's a horrible poster.
Yeah, you ever see those like airbrush photos of celebrities? Yeah, Nicole Kidman in this one. I don't know what she looks like in real life, but in
Not
this,
like that.
not like that.
No.
Okay, because
So,
my first thought was she looks like like the white chicks.
She looks like Tommy Lauren, but like worse.
And my first
so,
thought was like white chicks when they're dressed, like guys are dressed as, yeah, that's what she kind of reminds me of in that photo.
so she looks like Oscar Isaac in the card counter poster.
Let me see. Let me look this one up.
Look at it; it's really weird.
What card counter?
Yeah, the card counter, Oscar Isaac. It's off.
No, he
Un-
looks like a human being.
I
No,
know,
no,
but it's
no, 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 no.
uncanny.
Okay,
No.
But
everyone
it's
The Nicole,
uncanny.
no, the Stepford Wives poster. It's
for
her face
2004.
superimposed, and then in front of it, like where her chin is, or past the chin, where her chest is like the neighborhood.
So like, I'm really hoping Nicole Kidman doesn't actually look like
She doesn't.
okay, because like,
She looks like a human being.
oh yeah, she looks more normal. Here's a real picture of her. Yeah, she looks fine. It's a super airbrushed poster.
Yeah, she looks like a porcelain doll, but like more Aryan.
Don't say that word. Don't say
I,
it
I
like that.
I looked it up.
Yeah?
I see.
Yes.
You see
She
what I
looks
mean?
like
She
a
looks like
Barbie doll,
But worse.
but worse.
Dollar store Barbie.
I
Darby.
I'm a Darby girl. Anyways, where was I?
in the Darby world.
Life's fantastic.
Please
I'm made
In a
of
help.
plastic.
simulation. It's Stepford Wives. It's a bad Stepford Wives.
Yeah, it's a bad Stepford Wives. When I first saw the trailer, I did not get the whole simulation thing. Here's legit what I thought it was going to be, right?
Mm-hmm.
I thought the Victory Project, the thing that they're all working on, was some kind of like testing nuclear like the effects of radiation, and that they were using the wives as subjects.
Oh, that's a good one. Can I tell you my first thought?
Hmm.
It was either some kind of weird wormhole like space time thing, and that's why the walls were closing in. And my other thought was maybe it's a computer simulation. No, that would be really weird and dumb and like kind of expected.
So I came into this movie thinking it was a romance. So
You poor bastard, how long did it take you to realize?
it took me about 10 minutes to realize that it was not a romance. But
When you Googled it and you saw suspense thriller, fuck!
I didn't. My friend did, but I was just gonna keep watching. He told me it was like a thriller horror, and I'm like, what? but but because I started watching the movie thinking it was a romance, I had some very interesting theories going through my head for a while.
I'm curious, in your fixes, do you turn it into a romance?
Yes, a
Good.
kind
Nice.
of. I don't know. I have an idea. It completely. It's a different movie. Is what it
That's
is.
completely fine.
I can't wait
We've
to
all
hear
done
it.
this.
So here's how I'm gonna try and fix this. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna rearrange it. The opening scene isn't the drinking thing. That's the second scene. First scene is we see Alice coming home. She's in her scrubs. Jack, where are you? Jack, why are all the lights off? And then all of a sudden she's attacked from behind. We see like a and we see the sequence, the like weird visual eye thing with the synchronized dancers, and that's when we cut into the bit where they're putting the drinks on their head. The women are putting the drinks on their heads and they're dancing around, they're having a good time, just to ruffle your feathers, just like, whoa, what the fuck is going on?
Kind of like the Get Out opening.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. For Alice, I think what I would do is I would change her just a little bit. I would give her more surgeon-y like hints, just like dropping the fact like she is very capable. Let's say she's sewing up Jack's shirt, and the way that she's sewing it is this very precise, like very clearly not sewing kind of thing. Maybe one of the kids skins their knee and Alice just jumps right to it. That way, when she's chasing down the plane and she starts running after it, it starts to make a little bit more sense. Familiarize myself with the plot that when that happened, I knew it was a plot hole, but I knew it wasn't a plot hole because she was a surgeon. Because why would a random ass person just walk out in the desert to go help a plane crash when they have no reason to be there?
My first thought was she was a good person. Like, she's just a good
That
person.
makes so much more
It
sense
does make more
now.
sense. No, it does make a lot more sense now.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, I don't know. On to Jack. Jack, I would make him a little bit different. I'm not gonna make him redeemable. I still think Jack is an asshole. He still kidnaps her. That's very clear. Uh, what I would change about him is that he's a lot more conflicted about what's going on. He almost wants Alice to find out. In a way, because of this situation, she's not the person that he has been in a relationship for X amount of time. It's assumed that they've been together for a while. They're living together at least. So it's like he's trying to get his Alice back, but his Alice is his Alice because she's had her life and experiences, including like her job, all of her memories. So he keeps like trying to push her into these doing things, saying things, and she's always like, it almost feels like she can't be enough for him. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I'm trying to think of like ways you can give that example, but just like he's always trying to like bring back his Alice. Because why can't he just have her back? Why can't he just get all of his ducks in a row? Why can't things just be perfect again? I don't know. Makes him, in my mind, it kind of makes him still slimier because he doesn't get it.
So we said again, ducks in a row.
Yeah, Jack wants to get all of his ducks in a row. He's still just slimy. He just doesn't understand that Alice is a person. She's a sum of her experiences. Taking that away.
He just wants Alice to be perfect. Why can't I have the Alice that I knew back?
Yeah, because...
Well, why can't I have my Alice from before and my Alice now? Why can't she just be exactly what I want her to be? Why does she have to be a conscious thinking person?
Because as younger kids I've known, it's like they were taught all their lives, like, you'll get this, you'll get this. You know, like, for a while Jack had it. But, nothing ever goes as he planned, and society's different. Some of these older people say stuff that they were taught that worked out for them, and we're led to believe false promises. And a lot of guys look for a scapegoat. And that, I don't know. I feel like this movie could have been a really good example of a way to touch on that and say, hey, maybe instead of blaming women, you can just blame... You can not blame, you can, like, see that what it actually is, and then just try to help yourself with support. I don't know.
You know what movie I thought of while we were watching this for the weirdest reason? Men.
Oh, God.
This is what Men could have been. It's still not great, but it could have been way better than what Men was.
This is better than Men?
This is better than Men.
It gets... Yeah, if we could combine both of them...
Yes!
We get the right... Yes, the world sucks. No, it's not. Yes, guys, we can't all be the... society the way you want it to be. We can't all be, like, tough guys, but, like, that's not healthy either. It's not... just being a raging asshole isn't going to get you. It's going to get you what you want, but you're not going to get the respect or the love you feel you deserve.
My next fix, uh, something Hector said actually kind of inspired this. We were at the dinner party scene, and Hector was like, "If this is a simulation, do they have to pay like in like IRL currency to like have Frank come over for dinner?" And yeah,
Oh, I didn't say for Frank to come over for dinner. I said it was for like all the stuff they have because they're like, oh, you got stuff to catalog, and I'm like, wait, is there like an in-game catalog kind of deal?
yeah, no, I would absolutely implement stuff like that. Like Peggy goes when they go shopping, because there's a couple. I think there's like two scenes where they go shopping. Maybe one of the wives buys something, and the husband doesn't have enough like real world cash to be able to buy it. What would happen?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it would make sense if this is based off of Peterson. I'm gonna have to cut myself from this entire goddamn episode at this rate. I'm so sorry.
Second
Bruh,
episode,
I make
100%
myself
free.
bad look every single episode.
Okay,
I
fine, I'll
got
go for it.
I got freaking deconstructed just by saying the word chick flick. Okay?
Yeah, I wasn't there for that one, but
There will be another day where we watch dick flicks, Ed.
Dick flicks.
Feminism will be avenged.
oh,
Yeah, that's my fixes. The other one, like I said, do one. You could do the movie Don't Worry, Darling, where it's about gaslighting and all the men are just poisoning their wives with radiation.
Excuse me?
What? No, because that's what I thought the original movie was going to be, and I thought that was really interesting. Because low
Oh,
key, that
okay.
is like
you,
what?
you have taken my likes and you have taken one of my fixes. God damn it!
What? I'm sorry.
It's fine. Not radiation per se, but
Well, no, like the idea is like they're I don't know somehow they're introducing the radiation to the women, but the men are like perfectly safe. Like it's only in the cleaning products, let's say, but the men take enough like iodine or like lead pills or whatever it's
What
supposed to
the
be, where
fuck?
they're safe. Safe?
can I modify that for my fix?
Absolutely.
Okay.
And yeah, yeah, done.
All
Episode
right.
start again.
Oh no, it's my
No?
turn this time.
Okay.
Because Ruthie's, I'm worried that if at this rate, if you say something, you're gonna take mine. So.
Bruh,
You're
no,
gonna take
my,
Paula's just like
my shit is again, I had the preconceived notion. I thought this was a romance.
Fair enough.
So
I can't wait to hear your romance.
Yeah, I'm
The
very
hype is
curious.
unreal.
I am very curious.
I have two versions of it.
I'll try and finish my. I'll try and go mine quick. Okay. So yeah, cinematography, Florence Pugh can act. Those were two Ruthie said. I like the set design. The music was great. Mainly because I like jazz.
Oh yeah, the soundtrack was a bop.
So you like jazz?
No.
Yes, it was. Oh, yeah, when the movie started, I'm like, oh, Ruthie's gonna hate this.
No, there was some songs I recognized and I was vibing with, like
I know,
I'm coming home.
but the very first song,
The first one I was like,
very,
fuck.
very jazz.
I was pretty happy about it. I
Yeah.
didn't think about her hating it for some reason. I was like, okay, maybe I'll like this movie that people hate. And then by then, I'm like, nah.
Nah, I'm good,
Because
fam.
All
probably
right.
because I'm the one pushing for Ruthie to watch La La Land, and she gives a stupid reason why she doesn't want to.
Don't. Oh, she laughed at that. Okay. I was like, don't start this here. But no, she's fine. All right. Dislikes. The twist raises so many questions. I'm going to go through a few. She's a doctor. People be looking for her. I know the twist in the original script was that somehow Jack faked her death.
Oh, I forgot about that.
And I'm like, okay, that makes more sense. But it's just kind of hand waved. It's just hand waved. I don't know.
I had kind of assumed that he was just like he gave her 2 weeks notice and then they moved to the victory. I thought this was all like a kind of a Matrix thing where they were all taking place in the same facility.
See, that makes more sense. I'm playing somewhere similar.
Okay.
Also, what was the point of Frank's wife killing him? There was no real reason for us to care. Frank was barely in the movie. His wife was there even less. I honestly forgot she existed until she showed up. Because she's just barely there. And I am in a cool, like, oh, I was always in the shadows. Like, nah. Nah, oh, that'd be a fun twist. I just can't think of anything for that one right now. And there's some, Frank, just some world building questions. I just like a few. Like, you don't have to explain everything, but there's some stuff that
Just
makes more
throw
sense.
some crumbs.
Yeah, like how can Frank afford this? That's very expensive to do in the modern day computer. Like, this is a brand new technology. Yes.
Counterpoint. Blockchain.
Gross.
How does he advertise something like this without the FBI not doing anything? Because this is implied to be a bigger dude, like a more famous dude, like a discount Jordan Peterson.
Blockchain.
Yes, you're right, Ruthie. God damn it.
Don't forget
Where would I
about
be without-
maybe
where would I-
maybe he's already a billionaire.
See, the movie doesn't even explain that, so that's why I'm.
No.
Money.
That's what you'll see where I'm going. And also, Chris Pine was underutilized. I felt like a few more scenes. I just love the dude. A few more
I
scenes.
think it was perfect. That man is a very good
Completely
actor.
understand why you think that. I respect it.
Ed doesn't want to get spoiled on Chris Pine. He just wants to savor every second.
Yes,
You know he's going to be the villain in a new Disney movie soon, right?
I love it.
Yeah.
I mean, this is my first experience with Chris Pine being a villain, and I fucking loved it. So,
He's going to be singing a song.
oh,
Ooh.
great, amazing! I love, just yeah,
I mean,
just
it's a
lather
Disney
me up,
movie.
lather me up with that shit.
Yeah. Okay, so my fixes, and I realized I forgot to put a few. So, just to explain the world building, Frank is a mix of like the Peterson like manosphere, kind of like here's how to be a real man. Women are the chaos
Hi,
dragon.
Kermit the Frog here.
Hi ho, women are the chaos dragon. Don't do the voice, of course, but like that kind of like misogynistic like shit that even his own daughter calls him out for on occasion. But he's also a Musk style CEO, so he has a lot of money, and he still has a podcast. Because why does Musk not have?
Don't speak it into existence. Don't manifest
Oh,
this.
dude, he'll get dunked on so hard he'll cancel after 3
Cut
episodes.
that.
No.
Cut that. You have all just by speaking about it. You have
You're gonna manifest it.
you have primed this universe to go into the wrong direction. So as
It's
long
already
as
spinning in the wrong direction, dude. Let's
I
just
know,
keep
I know,
going.
but
I have a graph in here somewhere. That's
it'll
a
be-
crystal.
it'll be a worse universe that we will split into. So please cut that out of the episode.
Anyway, uh, so he's a pharmaceutical CEO who has a contract with the U.S. government. So he's like, hey, I found this kind of like suggestion kind of chemical. He makes chemicals around. It can get people really suggested. Also, we have another chemical that can go for specifically XX or XY chromosomes. And yes, I know in real life there's a lot more
Variants.
complexity to it. There's a reason they don't have athletes do chromosomal testing anymore because it gets really weird really fast. Even with like people.
Oh no, they still do it. It's just that they only target it towards black athletes. Sorry.
Woo!
Man, this 5-star run on our podcast was nice while we had it.
I don't know why they had to go so woke in the "Don't Worry, Darling" episode. I just wanted to.
I made that joke to Short today before we recorded because he's talking about the strike and going on a anti-capitalistic rant, which support comrade, but also like I made that same joke. Anyway, so that's how he gets his shit. Because as soon as Florence, because I thought like, wait, is he poisoning the food? And then Florence Pugh's like, are you poisoning the food? And I'm like, good idea.
Man. Question.
Yes.
Is this supposed to be IRL? Or is this supposed to take place in modern day?
Yes.
Okay.
So what actually happened, and think this is your idea, so thank you for this.
Oh yeah.
Is they are in an actual kind of location,
Okay.
but not just that. By some stupidity, okay, just for convenience's sake, because fuck it.
He's a Musk-ass billionaire.
No, not that. You have to get the girl there yourself, to the location yourself.
Okay.
What's his name?
Jack.
Used to be a graphic designer. He made a really convincing looking internship for her.
Well, she's a resident.
Like an interview for an interview for a much better hospital. And he's like, I'll drive you there. It's in the desert though, but it pays well. I'll drive you there. And then it just fades to black, and
Is that how the movie starts?
no. But
Okay.
just like she's stuck there. He has to work maybe he has to work for the company.
We could pull from our real life, like when I dragged you to that free vacation thing. Baby, I want a free vacation. You want to come on a free vacation with me? Conk.
Okay, so quick story for this.
I won a free vacation from the county fair, and it turned out to be a huge scam.
Like, and I know you're like, yeah, no shit. But like, usually, like, it wasn't even that. Like, we got the free vacation, but then the travel agency they worked with tried to scam us.
Yeah.
So like, it was a triple scam.
Yeah.
I think the speaker there was making fun of me the entire time because he could only pick on a couple.
I wouldn't.
No, he
Scam.
could pick on a couple, and he just decided there was two couples, and he was like, hey, this guy doesn't know when a question is. He pointed to me. He doesn't know when a question is rhetorical or not. I'm going to pick on him because I'll ask rhetorical questions. Look at him. I'll try to answer, and then I'll make fun of him. And yeah, it was fun.
Scams within scams.
Within scams. So here's another thing. A lot of time, women will try to add. Like I've seen this at work and like jobs. Women will try to add good ideas, and they'll just get sidelined, or guys will subtly take the
Brushed
actual
off.
idea and do it later. Or in the case of some sexist husbands, they'll just let the wife only do decoration stuff or stuff they don't care for. So Frank's wife is trying to add ideas this entire goddamn movie, and she'll talk to the girls about it. Sometimes she'll even do it behind his back. Then he finds out, keeps shutting it down. He's only let her do decorating stuff. I don't know if he should steal her ideas or not. That's the part I was debating.
Absolutely. No.
I feel like it's just hitting too hard on the nose.
No. You know what? Hold on. There's a very famous joke. What did Franklin and what did the two it's funnier if you remember their names. But the two guys who discovered DNA, what did they find?
What?
Rosalind's notes.
That isn't that actually what happened. Though?
Yes.
Yeah.
These two guys stole their assistant, their like co-workers' work, and then they published it as their own, and they're credited with the finding of DNA.
You know
discovery
what?
of DNA.
I'm going to make this even more Musk-centric. She was one of his employees.
He got her a horse.
I genuinely feel bad for that stewardess. But no one should be exposed to Jenna Taylor that you don't want to be exposed to.
Yeah.
But no, he did impregnate like an employee of his.
Yes.
Like I think through IVF, is if I remember correctly.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't think it was IVF.
I heard one of them was like IVF. But yeah, he has a lot of kids.
That's just a cover story.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. I took that one at face value. My bad.
I
But-
don't trust that man as far as I can throw him. And
Oh.
he looks very heavy.
Built like a deep breath. It's something I've seen online from that one picture of him shirtless. Keep thinking of that every time I see the picture of him shirtless.
No, not a deep breath. Huffing like you just walked up a flight of stairs.
So, yeah. Yeah, so now she's like, she used to work for him as a higher up, but now she's his wife, he won't take her seriously because he got the prize, which I feel gross saying out loud. But yeah, and then I had one more fix and I forgot it, but that's fine. I think I covered how to fix some parts of the movie at least, just to make it make more sense.
Are you gonna have Daniel Craig at one point just scream at Chris Pine, being like, "This is so dumb! You're just so stupid!"
It's just plain stupid.
It's just plain dumb.
Dumb.
So crazy, it's dumb. Oh, so dumb, it's crazy. No,
It's
just plain
it's
dumb. Just plain dumb.
Oh, that's actually, it's so stupid. It's genius.
God
No,
bless him.
it's just plain dumb.
I don't care what
I love Knives Out. I love Glass Onion.
those. I love that.
You
Ryan
just have
Gosling
to say,
plays
I
like a business.
love Benoit Blanc.
True.
He's a great character.
He's a very great character.
All right.
Episode Cesar.
There's only one option left.
The window.
Ed. And you know
All
what?
right.
Shit, I'm going to skip it. No.
Hashtag feminism.
Go for it.
So, uh, I will just start because I rarely take notes. I took notes for this. I'll read what I wrote down. It's not a lot. Um, but again, I went into this thinking it was a romance. I did not look into it at all. So, the first note is jarring Truman Show esque. The next note is what? The next note is in all caps, the food. And the next note is eating. Cause that's when Harry Styles is going down on her and she just like threw the food on the floor.
I did also think, God, that looked so good. No.
Yeah. I have a note called saying dumb foreshadow, which I think it was when they were at the pool party when you first meet Frank and Margaret was like, we shouldn't be here, we need to leave, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have a little bit of more the home life with uh, uh, Jack and Alice, and I put the note cute couple at least, which they were kind of cute at the beginning. Again, all right.
Yeah.
And then later on, I put misogynistic and gaslighting, and then soundtrack helps with the eerie feel because the soundtrack
Yeah.
was actually fucking insanely
Yeah.
awesome. I loved
Oh
it.
yeah.
Um, oh god, okay, so like what I liked about this movie, if I didn't think anything, and if I didn't think it was a romance going into it, my whole perception of this movie is fucked just because I went in there with a fucking
Yeah, but that's like how like we watch a lot of movies. A lot. I don't think you're the only one who was like, "Oh, romance. I like romance. Harry Styles, he's got a cute butt."
I,
You
I,
know?
I was thinking of Florence Pugh more than Styles, but yeah. Um, so I do like how just like weird it is. I do like the Truman Show kind of, also how Barbie kind of looks, kind of
Mm-hmm.
look and feel, especially at the very beginning with all of that. I do like the style of the movie, definitely. The soundtrack was also really good. Cinematography, there's some interesting stuff. Nothing really too crazy though. I did like the part where it's like circling around the two groups talking, the like the group of girls and the group of guys right after the new couple move in.
Oh yeah, that was interesting.
Yeah, I didn't like how Olivia Wilde cut from that rotation to show the doctor or whatever. You could have just, circled around, and as it's getting into the woman's conversation, that's when you hear her talk about it, look over her shoulder, and you can probably place the doctor a little bit closer, and the camera kind of like still rotating, but kind of hangs on him, like
That'd be
within
good.
Oh, that'd
the
be
frame,
creepy.
like
Oh.
just a little bit, so that like people understand that she's looking at him and talking about him, and then the camera keeps it keeps rotating, but it pans to keep the guy on center frame, and then it continues going with that.
Oh.
I really wish she would have just. I don't like how, yeah, like just hang with the shot because it was a really cool shot. Please,
No, 100% agree.
Yeah.
uh, everything apart from that was very it was just like very standard for me, but it still looked really good. Obviously, um, what else? What else? What else? What else? What else? Dislikes. I wish this was a romance film. Um, but honestly, I like the movie. I don't know. I don't know like what dislikes to really say because it was decently well structured in my opinion, at least the story, the plot, and everything. Um, yeah, but I'll just go to my fix.
You tend to like slower burn movies, don't you?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, and the pacing was weird. The pacing was a little
Yeah.
weird.
Okay.
Yes, that's the thing. Like, why does every movie have bad pacing? Oh God.
So you
I feel
also
like it's
got the
really
slow fast thing?
Yeah, it yeah, that's exactly how it felt. It felt like things were moving, but like things moved and then like slowed down drastically. It's like, oh no, we're moving through the plot too fast. Let's slow this down, have another party.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
God,
Yeah.
I really disliked how after Chris Pine when Frank is invited to their house, how he reveals that Frank knows, Florence knows. I really disliked how she handled it at the dinner. That I think she because she seems like a very smart person throughout the film, and you find out she's a surgeon, and then she just does the stupidest fucking shit ever, endangering her life and uh Jack's life. Yes, Hector.
I don't personally have a problem with that for two reasons. One, that was like her biggest flaw. If she didn't have it, she would arguably be like the a perfect Mary Sue-ish character. She needed to. I don't blame her because I would have. That was the point when she cracked, and I think, let's be honest, we all would have cracked a lot sooner.
It did feel a little
It
jarring
did.
to
It did.
me.
No, it did.
Yeah. There was something about it like,
It felt like it was needed just to
It
get the
was it
plot moving to
was
that next
too
part.
at least for what I felt, it was way too like confrontational.
yeah,
Where
Yeah.
she
no,
wasn't very confrontational in like the movie, and even later when you see her in the real world, she's also not very confrontational. She's very averse to that. She just wants to like leave the situation.
yeah, no, like, I'm not trying to make generalizations, but AFAB people don't typically engage that kind of conflict. Like, she wouldn't be so brazen about it. She might, like, hint about it, but yeah, it did, like, strike me as odd. It kind of just came out of left field.
I
I wish we had seen some of this, like, ballsiness earlier.
Sooner, yeah, or
Yeah,
at least instead of like, because it went balls to the wall really quick. At least like build it up a little bit, like
Yeah.
drag the
No, for
scene on
sure.
a little bit longer, and have her go from hints into more accusations, like more organically than just like
yeah,
right
yeah,
off the fucking bat. Um, yeah, but you could have seen a little bit more of like the confrontational stuff later on when they're like uh talking bad about Margaret and she like kind of sticks up for her, maybe. And then it would have made more sense, but yeah, it was very jarring, very just like out of character for her. That specific scene. All right, now actually on to my fix is so I wanted a romance movie.
sometimes you just gotta make one
And,
yourself.
and honestly, I would have liked to see the modern day, like their actual lives in the real world. Like forget that 1950s 60s shit, and you can have the version that I would like, which is where you know Jack loses his job. Also, he's English, not American. um
Yeah, that was such a
Ja-
weird decision.
English men can be sexist too.
yeah, but like he loses his job, and like you can tell they're actually in love, they're together. Why can't we have romance movies where they're already together? Um, and just kind of like I would like to explore that little like when the roles are kind of, or the old status quo is
The
reversed.
stereotypes are
The
reversed.
stereotype is reversed, where it's the woman being the main breadwinner and caretaker, but obviously she works at a hospital, MD, surgeon, maybe overworked, and he feels bad for that, and maybe through that he like, I don't know, he feels he maybe he gets depressed on because of that because he doesn't feel like a man like he should be like because that is a common think that people still have that like the man is supposed to be the caretaker or the whatever.
People do be having dumb things.
Yeah.
Yes, or that needs to leave. But, just for the sake of the story, he gets depressed, starts being less of an engaged partner, and that causes friction because you have to have friction in the romance. And
So far, it's following the movie as it happened,
It's
right? I
no,
mean,
not
that's
particularly.
how I saw it because he was very loving in the flashback to the flashback.
yeah,
It's just
when-
that he
The
once he
moment where the
lost.
two of them are on the bed together.
yeah,
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 yeah.
that. So I'm wondering if I know you're gonna go different, but I'm saying so far it seems like you're
yeah.
okay.
And this is where I think there where he like gets into this like deep depression hole is where it can diverge into the two different ones. The one where he's redeemable and he like I don't know exactly what would be the epiphany that he would have or what would be the catalyst for that epiphany where he would kind of turn it around and like do something nice for her, like find a way to get her to get some time off and like spend some time together and be like, you know, we can work this out and I don't need another like extravagant job to take care of you. I can just like fill in the things that are missing basically. He doesn't need to be like a
I mean, it
top
doesn't even.
top earner anymore.
I mean, it doesn't even have to be taking a day off. He could just like scrub the entire bathroom and realize, like, yeah, yeah, that is
Yeah,
hard
yeah,
work.
that too. Yeah, like he could just take on the more like the less or
The
like
domestic work, yeah.
the domestic work, yeah, the domestic work, or also, but since she is overworked, also take in, like, get find a job that isn't as good paying as the one he had before, just to kind of like fill in the gaps and stuff. But also, he has enough time where he can go back and like do the domestic work and like learn how to cook and all of that, and that would be like that the kind of redeeming and repairing of the relationship that kind of went bad. And then the other one is where he isn't redeemable, and that's uh where he, you know,
Yeah.
it'll just be a prequel where he like learns about the victory
Victory
project
Project.
thing, and he gets deeper and deeper into that, and the movie ends with him just basically, knocking her out and putting her in the thing, and then the movie ends.
But studios don't like doing duologies. If that's the case and it is a prequel, what is what is the sequel?
Okay, not a like I said prequel, but in this universe, Don't Worry Darling is this movie. There is
I
no
know,
like,
I'm just
yeah, they don't like duologies. Yeah, they like trilogies.
You could
Um,
have
you could have you could just go backwards in time. This is a prequel, and then you could have a prequel where it's more focused on Frank and his life and how he came up with it, and then it ends with him talking to Jack.
Jack,
it
yeah.
could be three movies. First one is
Frank.
no Jack
Mm-hmm.
doing his shit.
Mm-hmm.
Second one is Don't Worry Darling as we saw it for the most part with some
Mm-hmm.
changes. Third one is the dismantling of the whole Frank shit.
Mm.
Shelley being tried for her husband's crimes.
Or Shelley having to stop Shelley because Shelley was actually
Ye-
smarter about it and was able to maybe hide servers and shit, and you have to shut down the servers correctly or else they all die. I'm taking a page from like Sword
That's
Online. I
stupid.
don't really care.
That's I don't like it. I was thinking about what could go after this movie, and I don't like it. So just go backwards in time more.
Okay.
Or you
Yeah.
can do something a little bit more like the Brie Larson movie Room, where it's the aftermath and all about the healing.
Oh yeah.
Oh shit.
It's just
Yeah.
Alice coming to terms with everything.
Yeah, and like Alice comes to terms with everything, and she's not super involved in like there could be like a trial process going on
Mm-hmm.
with like Shelley being there, and she has to like testify, and that could be like a big point where she has to relive all that stuff in the courtroom and shit. Yeah, that's actually
Yeah.
pretty
That's
interesting.
good.
Yeah,
That'd be really
if
cool.
you guys haven't seen Room, or lovely audience, if you haven't seen Room, really good watch.
Hard to
Yeah,
watch though.
Yeah,
the
it
movie.
is a difficult watch, but good
Yeah,
watch.
it's really, yeah. I really like how the movie is very structured into basically two acts, two very distinct, different acts, and it's yeah, very good.
Yeah, chef kiss.
Yeah, those are my fixes. I would make it a romance movie because I really wanted one.
I'd watch
I
it.
would
I'd
also I
watch
would
it.
also keep Harry Styles and Florence Pugh. I thought they had good chemistry,
Okay, I hear that. I respect that.
but the
Can I
drama doesn't follow.
can I raise you
What?
subbing out Harry Styles for Andrew Garfield?
I was thinking Chris Evans.
Chris Evans is a
Because it
little
was
older
too
than
old.
Florence.
Is
Too
he?
old.
He's in
Too
his
old.
40s.
How old
Yeah.
is
Florence is
27.
in like, yeah,
How old is Andrew?
30s.
Wait, Chris Evans is not in his four. Oh
He's in his
god,
late
he's in his 40s. I've been
Oh
watching him
my
since
god,
Fantastic
Andrew
Four.
Garfield is 39. Way too old.
Ah! Fuck!
Um,
Tom Holland. How old is Tom Holland?
Gross.
He
No, I
looks
do
pretty
not see
young.
Tom Holland and Florence Pugh. No. Gross. Stop it. He's like 24. No,
He's
He's
27. He's the same age.
he's my
yeah, I
Ha!
know, but no, I do not see Tom Holland
actually no.
doing
Let
that.
Tom Holland grow a bit of a beard. He can do it.
Yeah, I don't
If you're
think he
going for the
can.
60s aesthetic, you can't do beard.
Fuck.
They were very clean shaven at the time.
Wait, he can do it. Slick up his
Um,
hair a certain way. He can. It can be done.
He did it for that one movie that he did.
Yeah, Cherry.
Yeah.
He can look older, tougher for that. He can do it.
And he did a
oh yeah,
good
and
job
he
with
did look
The
a
Devil
lot
All the Time.
older. He did look a lot older in The Devil All the Time.
Yeah.
Yeah, he can definitely do it.
Mm.
Yeah. See, I feel like Andrew Garfield would play Harry's part just a little bit better. Here's the issue, though. Okay, second issue. Too old. Second issue. He's too much of a feminist. He'd hate playing Jack.
He's played villains.
He's played villains, but like he's replacing Shia LaBeouf.
He can do it. No,
I don't know if
I
he
think
could.
I think
He's
Garfield's
such a sweetheart.
I think Garfield's a good pick. No, he can do dark. So I think Garfield is the better pick. As much as I like Tom Holland, I think
Why not just pair her up with her Midsommar?
we haven't seen Midsommar.
castmate, um, Jack Rayner. Just
I don't
Jack
know who he
Rayner.
is.
He's 31,
Let me just
and
look at Jack Rayner.
and the thing is like it could Jack Rayner already.
And he's Irish.
And he's Irish.
I'm good. I'm
don't-
sticking with
I'm not vibing.
Garfield's a better
I know, but like
better actor.
if you've seen Midsommar, it kind of they already
Well,
have
Also, if
experience
he's
of
being
Jack
creepy,
Rayner not being the best partner.
if he's being creepy, an older dude would work. Dating a younger
I
girl
know, but
would
like,
work.
but still, Jack Rayner already like they already have experience of Jack Rayner not being the best partner to Florence Pugh's character, so you know.
Yeah, but then it's just rehashing the same shit.
I
I
know,
think
but
Garfield.
I'm just saying that you
Wait.
could have better chemistry of the not chemistry working.
Cursed answer alert. What's the name of the guy who plays Dr. Dorian in Scrubs?
We're not doing Zach Braff. Oh god, they did date in real life.
Yeah, cursed answer. Zach Braff plays Jack.
Zach
Oh
Braff can't.
god.
I'm gonna be completely honest. He can't do
That-
evil. The man can't do evil.
Yeah, he's got puppy dog energy, but
It's-
I think that's what makes Jack so horrible.
He can do serious. He can't do. Funny enough, she starred in a movie of his right before they broke up too.
But yeah, my point is like I think a big part of why Jack sucks so much is that he is so much of a puppy dog. He won't take full responsibility of his actions because it's not his fault. He lost his job. It's not his fault. Frank just promoted him. He's got this week. It's not his fault. He has to go out and work. There's a kind of patheticness to him. He's a manipulative, kind of slimy guy.
Exactly. Yeah. No.
So Zach Braff could work.
Yes, it's just I can't. The part where he starts to like hurt, uh, Florence, I can't picture that because that scene where he's like hugging her so tight, I can't see it. Like I don't know if it's because I've watched every episode of Scrubs, or if it's because just like the dude just doesn't. Actually, no, he can. There was that one thing of Punked where he was in an episode of Punked where
Mm-hmm.
someone tried to get they made it look like some kid broke his car a little bit, and he got so real life angry they had to cut him in early because it seemed like he was about to hurt the kid. So no, he could do it. He could do it.
Okay.
Never mind, take it back. Zach Braff works.
Okay. Perfect. Ed, do you want to sub in another actor? I know you like Harry Styles, but do you want to join in on the game?
Justin Long,
Oh shit! How old is Justin Long?
45.
Again, if it's an older actor, it can work.
It can work.
But he was again, Justin Long just because he was a scumbag in a Barbarian.
Haven't seen Barbarian yet.
See,
You
I
should.
only know him from Dodgeball
What's the
Yeah.
and the Apple versus Mac, Mac versus Windows commercials.
Yeah.
God, if I
Oh, that was him. That's right.
who's an actor? Who's that one actor I can't stand?
Oh, Rob, what's his face?
Yeah, Rob from Game of Thrones. Like I can stand him, but
Oh,
like he plays
J- uh, something Madden. I forget his
Yes.
name all the time.
Icarus in
Yeah.
Eternals. Just do something like that because he plays an asshole so well. Like I've seen him as
Well,
a little,
he and Harry Styles were both in Eternals.
yeah,
Richard Madden also.
Richard Madden.
yeah. Richard
Or
Madden. Just have
he
Richard
could be
Madden in
called.
there.
He,
He
You
can
could
play a
call him.
slummy bag. He because he's charming in Rob of what?
He's very charming also, but Richard Madden, you could call him Dick Madden.
yeah.
Yeah.
Funny.
What about Kit Harington? If we're going with
Oh, Kit Harington.
Game
He's
of Thrones
older.
actors.
No, he's around the same age as Richard.
Oh, he always looked older to me.
Kit Harington is 36.
I don't know. I just don't feel like Kit Harrington and
Richard
how I
Madden is 37. Dude, he looks a lot older than 37.
Yeah, it's funny because Kit Harington has a little bit of a baby face to me, and Richard Madden opposite, old man face.
fair enough. It's been a
Yeah.
while since I've seen him. I just remembered I can't
I
stand
can't
looking at him
wait
as a
until he's an
villain.
actual old man.
Oh, maybe to break the mold. Maybe Daniel Kaluuya or Michael B. Jordan.
Ooh.
I am a little. How do I say this without sounding like weirdly racist,
You don't-
anti-racist? It's just
It's
like
the 50s, yeah, I know, but like
no. Also, like
60s.
this.
Like,
No, not even that. I wasn't thinking
60s.
about that. I was just thinking
No,
about
it's
the
the-
character arc of Jack. I'm worried that like since there's some
Oh no, yeah, no, I don't think that would work because
Oh.
of
yeah
horrible racist
yeah
stereotypes.
yeah
I know,
like
but just like there's so few. Like
no
there's okay. Hold up.
no
Give
I
me
get
a
what you're
second.
saying. Fine.
Give me a second. There's a lot of white man, black woman couples. There's no black man, white woman couples. The only two examples I've seen that in is Smile and A Good Place. Yeah, that's the only times where I've seen a black man and a white woman couple.
Yeah, I hear what you mean, Ed, but like
Yes, it can get weird. Just because
also
of
if you flipped the script and you did a black woman with Harry Styles, ooh.
Yeah
Ooh.
yeah. Anyway,
Great.
grades.
Great.
D plus.
I liked it. I'll give it a C plus.
I'm gonna give it a C.
Okay.
What men should have been, honestly.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Oh, by the way, Ed, I rewatched Meg
Why?
because I wanted to watch Underwater, but that costs money, and I'm poor.
Also, Meg 2 comes out in like 2 weeks.
Oh shit. Meg
No.
1 is so bad. I rewatched it. It still sucks. In
Yeah.
fact,
Is that your recommendation for the week?
no.
Okay.
I've been hyper focusing on the Titan sub implosion, like learning all about that. So watching the Meg is like extra fun if you hate on it because it's super wrong.
Um, didn't we already do Underwater?
Yes,
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
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 were
did
just
already did.
underwater.
rewatching it for
And you
fun.
wanted
Yeah,
to
I like
rewatch it.
yeah, I like rewatching movies.
Hmm.
I was working late,
Yeah.
so. Oh, I have a movie I watched. I watched Four Lions, which is a very.
Oh, I heard about that.
I watched it. It was because I saw the scene where they're all singing that one song.
Yeah, you saw it for the D&D meme.
Yeah, I saw it from D&D. I'm like, what's the movie? Because I've heard it before, and it's like Four Lions. So I looked it up and I watched it, and like, man, that's a very interesting movie. I don't
Yeah.
want to give much away. It's a movie that you, at first glance you think is Islamophobic just because of the nature of it, but then you start realizing like, no, it really the movie makes sure it isn't. Also, it's by the guy who was the original boss in IT Crowd. He directed this movie,
And are
and
you gonna tell about the one actor?
oh, there's two. Well, the one's Riz Ahmed. The other one is if you've seen Nandor the Relentless in What We Do in the Shadows, he's the other one, and he stole
Wait,
the
the first one, Ahmed? Who's it?
no Ahmed. You know Ahmed or no Ahmed? Riz Ahmed.
Yeah.
Bodhi in Rogue One.
Oh, okay.
No, but Nandor. I can't remember the actor's name or the
Yeah.
character she plays in this movie, but you'll see him.
Yeah.
He's the best character in this entire movie. Like, there's some. You know how sometimes you can tell a writer is having a lot of fun with one specific character? It's him for sure. Like, god damn. Also, like, this is Benedict Cumberbatch before I think Sherlock.
Oh, really?
He's in the movie for like one scene, and he's pretty funny.
Huh.
It was It's highly recommend it. Not as homophobic at all. It just kind of makes you think it is until you start going further and further. Like the movie goes on, you
The
hear
more you do, the deep thinking.
well, not even that. Just the more the argument, like it covers a lot of bases. It's very well written.
Nice.
All right.
Ed, you want to go next?
I saw 1922, that movie based on off the Stephen King book.
Okay.
It's decent. It's pretty just like straight up sad though. It's not really like it's a little horror, but like it's just like straight up just like damn dude. Like it's a lot of unfortunate events because of a very evil action. So I guess I don't know. I kind of felt bad for the main character at the end, but he deserved it. So
That's good writing.
yeah, like it was very very mixed feelings about it. He's still a piece of shit, but
Those can be the best characters though, like a Cersei Lannister. Like, wow, you're such an asshole.
God, Cersei, I
Like,
love Cersei.
Cersei's wonderful, but like, she's such an asshole. But I understand exactly
So
why she
evil.
is the way she is. Mm.
Yeah.
I, uh, you guys made me feel like I should watch Game of Thrones.
You should.
No,
Really?
you
Who's that
shouldn't.
ending?
You shouldn't. No, he
Okay.
shouldn't. You shouldn't.
No, it's like a good angel and the bad angel. No, I'm going to lead down the path of prosperity. I'm going to lead down the path
No,
of
here's the problem. If you want to finish the story, don't. If you just want to stop at season 7, do. Just
Yeah.
don't want like after season 4 it really drops down in quality, but I think 5, 6 and 7 are okay and
I'd say
7
at least stick it to 5, but then after that, viewer discretion.
yeah, I know, but I'm just the last episode of season 7.
See,
The
my
last episode of
issue.
season 7.
See, this is dangerous for me because I just finished Final Fantasy 16. I'm
And
like,
you're
God,
and you got that itch.
I got kind of got that itch of like, I'm about to, we're about to go on a plane to. By the time this episode comes out, it'll be way after. But London, and like I'm about to read Dune just to get some of that itch going still, and like
He's in for a treat.
I'm in for a treat. Yeah. Anyway,
No, but
My recommendation.
season 7 sucks, but the last episode, Ruthie, the last episode of season 7,
I don't remember the last episode of season 7. I haven't seen it in years, dude.
the dragon fire. Hector, take off the things just in case.
No.
Just say it.
Where the sept gets blown up.
Oh yeah.
That whole like 10-minute section of that.
Oh, I think I've seen
It's
the
probably
GIF.
one
I
of the.
know the scene.
It's like
Again,
No,
one
no,
of the.
no. It's not just one. Like it's not just one little thing. It's like the what.
It's just a
That's what
huge. It's
happens
like a
after. That's
ten
the end of the
minute.
episode.
It's a 10-minute build up to like one of the biggest like. I think that those 10 minutes are probably one of the best scenes, or up in the top echelon of the best scenes of Game of Thrones.
okay.
Yeah, because it's like 10 minutes where you're like watching all these little things, and you're like, something's not right. Something feels horribly wrong, and then you
And
like,
the music.
yeah, and then it cuts to the explosives that are under the temple, and then you're like, fuck, and then it explodes.
Okay.
And like how many characters die there? 8?
A lot.
5? Yeah.
I'd let her go.
Yeah.
What I'm recommending, if you haven't seen it, you should watch Room. Maybe you shouldn't watch Room. Room is very sad. It's got Brie Larson and a kid. I don't remember the kid's name. He's a very good actor though. The premise is Brie Larson is playing one of those girls who got kidnapped for X amount of years, and she becomes pregnant by her kidnapper, rapist, abuser, and she and her son are surviving, and the only place he has ever known is Room. It's big feels. Big feels.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm ready to see that one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
That's not a
to
good
kind of protect him, she never told him about the outside world.
Yeah. All he knows is Room. They're
Only and I forget what she tells him about why the kidnapper can go out and stuff. I forget what the
I don't
story is
remember. It's been
behind that.
years. I saw it
Yeah.
during I saw that in 2020.
I saw when it came out. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
And my next recommendation, if you like writing, you should listen to the soundtrack of Frostpunk. So good.
Okay. That's a good one.
Or you should play Frostpunk. Who am I? Who am I to say? Really? Maybe do both.
Whose
¿Por qué no
turn is it
los
next?
dos? Who's next? I hope it's not me. I
I
think it
think it's
is me
me.
though. It's you?
Is it me? You picked dog.
Yeah, you pick dog.
Oh, I did pick Doge.
Oops. Nope, nope. No BBC. Yeah, dog, Point Break. That was
Me.
Wait, did you go twice?
No.
Point
You.
Break. I don't think we
Point Break
count.
was you.
Yeah,
Point Break
Point
was
Break was
me?
you.
Yeah, Point Break was
Okay.
you.
I thought Point Break was you.
No,
Okay, yeah,
I
Point
did
Break was
Point
me.
Break for the. No, because I remember in the story I said I picked Point Break for Armand, and then you're like, I'm picking Point Break for
Yeah,
the.
as we were watching it. Okay.
Yeah, so it's.
It's my pick. Let me see if I can pick one on the fly. If not, tune in for next episode. TBD. Actually, you want to do that one action movie, London is Falling?
That's
London
the
has
third one in the
fallen.
list.
Oh.
London has fallen.
Yeah, it's like the third one in the list. That's like the third one in the trilogy.
What? It's a trilogy. Oh, Olympus has fallen. Are they the same?
Yeah, but that's yeah.
Alright, never mind. I was just thinking, since we're going to London, what if
Here.
we did a London movie?
No,
That would
no,
be
no,
fun.
that's fair. Here. Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You want to give? Should we give the thing? I'm gonna stop talking. If you want to say, I've been messing up my words all night.
I'm not.
If you wanna-
I'm not taking the test tonight.
No. No, you gotta study for the test. I gotta study for the test.
Yeah.
Lovely audience, you can find us on quite a few social medias. You can find us on Instagram and Threads at reshoot_podcast. If you're looking for us on Twitter, I'm sorry, we are reshootmoviepO1. We have an email. You can email us at reshootpodcast@gmail.com. We have a Mastodon. It is reshootpodcast. One of a kind. We have a Blue Sky. It is also reshoot.
No, it's right. I clicked on my Blue Sky is. Who's gonna look
for
first?
it. Wait for it. It is at Reshoot Movie Pod. With all the whatever.
The bsky.social.
All of them are going to have that, so I don't think.
Okay, Reshoot Movie Pod.
Yeah. And we have stickers. You can check out Redbubble for our stickers, such as Lampala Anderson, your lampshade test dummy. She is ready to she's ready to help you out with all your female writing problems, honestly. Did you know she has a degree in women's gender studies? Bad joke. Am I forgetting something? I feel like I'm forgetting.
Our Discord.
Oh, we have a Discord. I already plugged our Discord earlier. You should follow us. It's going to be in the link in the description of the episode. I post funny things. I post things that we talked about during the episode sometimes. Such as the Amanda the Jedi video. Shout out Amanda the Jedi for leaking the original version of the script. It was actually really fun to listen to her talk about it, and it did inspire this episode a little bit. Because I'd told him about it.
Yeah, honestly, I just wanted to do this movie, but I was like, I don't want to watch it now.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But still, she's a rad lady.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye. Today's film was Don't Worry Darling, directed by Olivia Wilde. The screenplay was written by Katie Silberman and Carrie Van Dyke, and the cinematographer was Matthew Libatique. Go show some love on their various social media accounts. They made a movie, which is more than we can say here. So, while we were off screen for the last, month and a half, we actually figured out what our next movie should be. It's not going to be London Has Fallen or any of the Olympus Has Fallen trilogy. No, we decided it should be something that leads us into this new fall season. Something spooky. Something awesome. Something historic? Join us next episode for Abraham Lincoln, Vampire Hunter. I can't wait.